strong and get healthy. Stretch. Feel great about yourself and have some fun. It's time for you. Fitness is the key to your future. Don't get locked out. Take the challenge. Commit to be fit. Hey, thanks for joining me today on Commit to be Fit. I'm Susie Smith. It's a new year, and along with the new year comes a lot of resolutions and promises that we make to ourselves that we're going to change something in our lives. I'd like to call this time of year Great Expectations, because that's really what it boils down to. Right now, we're being bombarded with so many gadgets and exercises and TV commercials and ads that promise us that we're going to have flat abs in 5 days, or we're going to be super strong, we're going to lose a lot of weight. And it's not going to take anything except maybe $19.95 a month or some special powder or equipment. Well, I saw a commercial the other day that I just had to start laughing. A woman said that she lost half of her body weight in 3 weeks. Now, the only way I know you can lose half of your body weight in 3 weeks is if you lay on a train track, because that's just not going to happen. And so time after time, we make these resolutions and these promises to ourselves that we're going to do this. And by the second week in February is usually when the resolutions stop. By the second week, say around the 7th to the 10th of February, because we haven't seen the supernatural gains that we expected. And we're just not seeing those in 3 weeks. And it just doesn't happen that way. So I think we build ourselves up every year with false expectations and great expectations that it's going to be easy to do this. And we don't have a plan to stick to a program. Now, I did bring a workout in for us today. But before we get started on the physical workout, we need to know how to maintain this, because we go through this all the time. Maybe you want to quit smoking, or maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to gain some muscle, you want to eat better, maybe you want to drink some more water. You don't drink enough water. So you have a good plan, and I believe you. You really think that you can do this, and you try really hard. But I did some research on this, and I brought some tips in today because I thought we'd step back a step and find out how to stick with the routine that we're trying to do, or whatever our resolution is. So we want to make our goals materialize, but how do we do that if by the middle of February we just don't see any gains, and so we get disgusted? Well, what we're talking about today is called self-talk. There's a voice inside of your head. It's your frame of reference, or your subconscious. And what it does is it's based on everything that's happened in your life. And it goes into your head, and it doesn't mean to stifle or hurt you, but it actually means to protect you. But what it does is it stops you, because like I said, around the middle of February, your subconscious is going to tell you, this didn't work for you last year, or you don't stick to things, you are a quitter. And I'm sure that you can recognize this as I'm telling you this, that you probably talk worse to yourself than you would ever think of talking to one of your friends. You call yourself a loser, you call yourself fat, you call yourself unable to stick with anything. You have the worst things to say. So today what we're going to do is change that frame of reference, change that subconscious that's feeding you all of this information. Now, the subconscious gathers all this information that you've put into it, and so it's all previous occurrences that are going around in a circle inside of your head. This is your thoughts, 60,000 thoughts a day, the same thoughts over and over. So how do we allow new thoughts and progress to come into our heads? Well, There's one thing that you can do to instantly change your mood and to set things straight, is to smile. And you just need to turn up the corners of your mouth and just smile. And that's the very first thing. And you want to make a trigger to smile, because sometimes you just get so involved in your day and you get so down that you're not smiling. So think about every half hour you're going to smile, or every time you walk past someone you're going to smile. And what this does is it sets up a party inside of your brain. And it's releasing endorphins, dopamine, different chemicals that are making you feel good. And when you feel good, you can move forward. So smiling is going to be the first thing that you want to do every day. These are things I want you to do every day, so you can get that dose of dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin. Don't you feel better already just smiling? Okay, the second thing is deep breathing. And you don't have to make a big deal out of this. 3 deep breaths will get you to a place where your mind settles down, and it will actually open just enough to let some new positive thoughts come in to your brain, into that subconscious. And when you deep breathe, you just want to breathe in through the nose, and when you do, you'll let your ribs expand east to west. Let your stomach come out, and as you exhale through your mouth, you'll let your stomach come in, let your ribs close back towards center, and exhale everything out through your mouth. And guaranteed, if you can sit and do that, maybe just 3 deep breaths, you're going to realize that you thought of nothing other than those breaths for those 3 breaths. And that's really key. That's important, because that is what opens up that little space in your subconscious and lets new information come in. So the next one is meditation. And I don't want this to be complicated. These are things you can do just for a couple minutes every day. And all meditation is just sitting or standing and just letting information flow in and out of your head, not judging, not analyzing, nothing like that. You just calm yourself down for a few minutes and make this a regular practice. And these are connected, the deep breath, the meditation. The next one is silence, and that's connected also, because you can be silent while you're meditating. And some people go to retreats to be silent so that they can quiet all of these 60,000 repetitive thoughts going through their heads every day. But you don't have to go to a retreat. You can just find a quiet corner in your house or anywhere outside or any place actually, and just be quiet and pick a time. You may be quiet for a whole day. If you're not around people all day, you could say, I'm going to not speak for 8 hours. And that way, you're not hearing your voice, you're not hearing your ideas, you're just absorbing. And gratitude. Okay, this is really important. I have a little book here, and I brought a pen to emphasize that you do want to do this in your own handwriting. I have a gratitude book here. Every day, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And the first few days, it was really easy. You've got your main things that you're grateful for. But after a few days, you start thinking, oh, okay. So it really makes you dig deep. And you start thinking, well, I'm thankful that I have clean water to drink, because a lot of people in the United States right now today do not have clean water. They don't have food. They don't have things like that, the basics. So we need to be thankful. And if you write this down in a book every day, it's a visual. And when you write with a pen in your own penmanship, it takes a lot more for your brain. It takes a lot more of your brain to do that than to actually just sit and type. So it's more of you putting into that book. And the last one that I want to tell you today is visualization. And I want you to visualize every day what your goal is, because I could come here on the show for 28 minutes every month and just blast you with routines and push-ups and squats, and I like to do that, but I don't want you to give up. So we step back, we take a step back, and we figure, how can we stick with our goals? This is how we do it. Visualization, you're going to visualize yourself taking that cigarette, throwing it away. You're going to visualize yourself drinking water. Maybe you need to drink more water. And it's so good. I love ice water. But just visualize yourself. I first learned how to visualize when I started competing in bodybuilding in the mid-'80s. And I would see myself walking out on stage, doing my routine, walking off stage and receiving a trophy. And I just had it all lined up. And so when I stepped out on stage, or when I competed in powerlifting, I did the same thing. I would just go on automatic, because your nerves are, really tight at that point, and you don't have time to really think about, all the things that you're doing, so you go on automatic. So here's what you're doing every day. I want you to smile, make a time, make some kind of a trigger, every half hour or every 10 minutes or 10 times a day, and keep track of it. Number 2 is deep breathing, 3 deep breaths at a time. Meditation, just letting things roll, that's all. Meditation, maybe 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. I don't want you going and investing in all kind of meditation books. It's not about that. Silence, just being silent with yourself for a while. Your gratitude book is really important. 3 a day, and they have to be different every day. And visualizing what you want. Okay, today the workout I brought is some core workout. We're going to start in the middle of our body, because the core is really important. So I'll meet you down on the floor. Grab a towel, get some water. All right, this next move is called a roll up and a roll down. Now you can do this without a strap, but we're not going to do that today, and I'll show you why. You're going to put a towel or a strap around your bottom of your feet, and I want you to sit nice and tall. And what we're going to do is inhale in, and we're going to exhale as we tape one vertebra at a time down onto the mat. And then as you exhale, you're going to peel up one vertebra at a time. Now, if I didn't use this strap and I just did my roll down, which is fine, you can do this. But when I go to come back up, if I'm not real strong in my abs, watch what happens. Notice I got that little hitch. Well, what that little hitch will do, it starts to shear off in your back. It can actually cause you some trouble. So use a strap. It's just a lot safer for now, especially getting started. So inhale. As you exhale, you're going to round your back and just start taping yourself down to the mat. One vertebra at a time. Exhale, come back up. Use your strap. Come back down. Inhaling on the way up. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep the breath going. Take it back. And come on back up. Let's do 2 more. And try to really focus on pushing through the heels of your feet, sitting really tall, and then letting yourself come back. Coming back up, we're going to do 1 more. Sit tall, come on back. Inhale, exhale up. Okay, that doesn't look like a lot, but it really does challenge you. Okay, the next two we have single leg change horizontal. So I'm going to come down on my back, and a safe way to come down, hold your leg so you don't hurt your back. And I'm going to bring my knee in and put my left hand on the inside of my right knee, and my arm is going to be out on the outside. And I'm going to bring my other leg up and straight out. I'll inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to switch. So curl up, exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. 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 Let's go. 1, 2, and breathe. Inhale, exhale, switch. Now you're going to find your body starting to go down. Your head's going to start lowering down to the floor. You don't want that. Stay curled up. Keep that fire on the abs. Suck it in and breathe. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Come down and rest for a moment. The next one is going to be a vertical alternating leg. So we'll take one leg straight up. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have 2 different types of socks on today. I don't know how I got out of the house like that, but you're going to climb your leg like a tree. So get up there and then extend your other leg straight out. Now I want you to pretend that you have a sheet of plywood between your legs that you can't cross center line. So keep that visual. Inhale, and as you exhale, you'll switch and you'll pull onto the leg and curl up. Inhale, exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. You're not crossing center line. Your legs are coming straight from the hip. Climb that leg like a tree. Stretching the hamstring. Working the abs. I can feel it. Keep smiling. This is good. And breathe. Reach. Let's go 10 more. Don't cross center line. Breathe, never holding your breath. Bring it in. Let your head rest. Good job. One of my favorites coming up. And we can't do an ab workout without doing planks. So I'm going to go into a regular plank, and I'll show you some variations. So regular plank, you want to line up again, shoulders directly over the wrist. Bring one foot back at a time. I want you to be in a straight line from the crown of your head to the tips of your heels. Push through the heels. Don't be up here. Push through. You're stretching. Push through the heels of your hands so that your back is spread wide. Pull your stomach in. Don't let it hang. If you hold a plank for a minute, that's about the equivalent of a couple hundred crunches, because it really, gravity fighting against you, pulling your navel to your spine is really strong. Put that right hand in the center, come on over, and bring it up. Whoa. Put one foot in front if you need a little more balance. Reach up and look. Let's take it to the other side. Bring it up. Really good for your abs. in your core. It's also really good shoulder stabilization. And bring it down. Now I have one more move, and it's called rolling like a ball, and it's a lot of fun. But some of these moves might be a little hard for you to do at first. That's okay. Pick the ones that work for you and just, do it for a few seconds. But rolling like a ball. If you have osteoporosis in your spine, you don't want to do any move on the floor that is, pushing on your spine. So if you're okay with this, we'll bring your feet up. I'm going to inhale first. I'll exhale as I roll back, and I'll exhale as I roll forward. Now I'm going to touch my feet down the first time, then I'll show you a variation. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, now that's the easy one with your feet here. The next one, inhale. Feet don't touch the ground, I'm balancing. Inhale. Exhale. Three more. Inhale, exhale back, exhale forward. Inhale. Good job. So those are some of the core exercises I brought in for you today. But mostly I want you to remember that you can start fresh every day. So if you miss a workout, it's no big deal. You just start over. So let's sit in potted palm position, which is sitting on your butt bones. Keep your knees out. Take your arms straight out. We're going to do a little stretch before we end up today. I need it. So hands out, take a big inhale up. And exhale, push away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push away. Inhale, reach up. This time as you exhale, split the arms, look to the side, touch behind you and touch in front. Inhale, back up. Exhale, split the arms, opposite way. And back up. Exhale down. Let's extend your feet out in front of you. Take a nice deep breath in, all the way up. Exhale forward, grab your feet. Bring one foot over the knee, elbow to the side, and just look around. Get a nice stretch. Other side. And exhale as you look to the side. And bring it back to center. Well, I hope that you have a happy new year. And I just want to end up today saying that I really want you to just remember that today is the first day of the rest of your life. So get started today, and whatever it is, use those 5 tips that I gave you at the beginning of the show, and that will help you stick with your routine. So good luck, Happy New Year, and remember, take the challenge and commit to be fit.